Hey everyone, James Azar here with the CyberHub podcast. I hope you're starting off your week great. I know I am. I'm a day away from getting out of this quarantine here and starting to produce the content that I've traveled so far for in order to bring to you guys. So let's get right into our practitioner brief today. It's the last day of the month, June 30th, 2020. That's it, folks. Third quarter starts tomorrow. Everything starts to look towards the end of the year here going forward. So best of luck to all of us as we get into it. You can get our PDF for our practitioner brief on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com and then go to practitioner brief again, cyberhubpodcast.com. You can get our PDF directly in your inbox each and every single day by registering on our website. Shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, KnowBe4. Make sure you guys check them out as well. They'll be linked on the bottom of this podcast. Let's get right into our practitioner brief. For Cyber Command in the U.S. states that cybercriminals are most likely to exploit a new PAN-OS security bug deemed CVE 2020-2021. Cyber Command is urging everyone to patch immediately, especially if SAML is in use. Foreign APTs will likely attempt to exploit soon, the agency added. And Cyber Command is also, officials are right to be panicked about this specific vulnerability. It's one of those rare security bugs that has received a 10 out of 10 severity score. And it means that the vulnerability is easy to exploit as it doesn't require advanced technical skills and it's remotely exploitable via the internet without having to be on site in order to launch an attack. In technical terms, the vulnerability itself is an authentication bypass that allows threat actors to access the device without needing to provide valid credentials at all. Once exploited, the bug allows cybercriminals to change the PAN-OS settings and features. While changing OS features seems innocuous and of little consequence, the bug is actually quite a major issue because it could be used to disable firewalls or VPN access control policies, effectively disable the entire PAN-OS devices. There are several options of how to deal with this, all found on our PDF that's available in your inbox. Just go to cyberhubpodcast.com. Over 100,000 daily brute force attacks on RDP has been identified in the pandemic lockdown. This number is severely greater than it was before the pandemic. The value was anywhere between 40 to 70,000. In February alone, it reached 80, and now it's at 100,000, meaning an increase of anywhere between 30 to 60%, depending on who you ask. April and May were the busiest month for these types of attacks. A lot of this has to do with the fact that people are working from home. It's COVID-19, and this becomes a pretty easy take, especially with people using their own devices to log into corporate networks, and where authentication and multi-factor, where a specific and additional layer of authentication is non-existent in some of these cases. So just beware of that. A lot of the workarounds for this are available on our form at cyberhubpodcast.com. And finally, the U.S. bans export of dual-use technology to Hong Kong over China's new security laws. We've been covering this Hong Kong situation since it initially started, and now the U.S. and the Department of Commerce are officially letting people know that any U.S. technology, U.S.-made defense equipment and technology that could be used for military purposes is restricted now from going into Hong Kong. That includes cyber technology. President Trump had announced the removal of the certain policy exemptions, and now they're starting to go into effect. Make sure you are checking with your organization. If you do that, if you do export any sort of defense technology or defense equipment within your respective industries, as now Hong Kong is listed as a threat actor to U.S. national security after China's new security law in Hong Kong essentially made the once island that was free and clear and had a hint of democracy into a Chinese Communist Party propaganda machine. That's it for our practitioner brief here today. Make sure you subscribe, tune in, let your friends and colleagues know about our podcast and about our PDF. Go to cyberhubpodcast.com. Shout out to KnowBe4 for sponsoring our episode. Their description is below in the podcast here or in the video. Until tomorrow, folks, my name is James Azar. Stay cyber safe.